Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here with Varosha alongside once again, and it is going to be a very, very important set 3 in the semifinals between Zero and Jaedong. So this series is tied 1-1, as I mentioned. Zero winning the first game with 9 pool beating Jaedong's 12 hatch, with the second game Jaedong able to hold with his 12 hatch, and he was able to hold on to his drones at every second and able to get himself a victory. So very, very important there. And we are going to have a color switch going on, so it looks like we've got Jaedong in the top right in yellow and Zero in the bottom left in red. This is Mancha, a bigger map. Well, Circuit Breaker's a pretty big map too, and we still saw 9 pools, so we'll see what Zero goes for. It's not normal anymore to really see 9 pools this often, but we'll see if he goes for it again, or we'll have a little bit of different strategy, maybe more of a macro game from Zero. I think it's a good thing for Zero that in this series what we're talking about is what he's doing. I think that's very, very good for him. That means that he's at least got some initiative, he's taking some chances, and I like that fact. I like the fact that he's actually forcing the gameplay, and I think that if anything, I think that is an advantage for him in this series.
If I could just throw out a quick prediction, I think that Zero's been mind gaming Jaedong like a shark, and Jaedong's gonna be expecting another 9 pool speed and go for the 12 pool, and that it's Zero's time to bust out the 12 hatch and have an economic lead. I don't know if that's exactly how it's going to play out, but I think Zero's doing a really good job of getting into Jaedong's head, even though he did lose that last game with some, it was a little bit of subpar Muta Micro. It wasn't quite as good as Jaedong's. He got hit by a couple of Scourge, but it was mostly just completely ineffectiveness with the Zerglings. He kept getting Zerglings in and not doing anything with it. And no, oh yeah, he is going to go for a hatchery first, mind gaming like a shark, and although it looks like Jaedong not phased at all, going for his 3rd straight 12 hatch. You can do whatever you want. Jaedong's 12 hatch counters everything, especially across map positions, although he couldn't possibly know that unless he has map hacks in his head, which we all know he does.
This is like, I mean, like, this is exactly what Flash does. I'm gonna 14cc. You're gonna BBS? Well, I'm gonna 14cc. You're gonna 2-4 Wraith? I'm gonna 14cc. So, do whatever you want, but you know what's coming your way. You're gonna have to find a way to beat it. And this time we're gonna have equal games. 12 hatch versus 12 hatch, and Zero's going to, he's going to get a scout in there, and he's going to be a little bit disappointed, I think. I think he was, as you were saying, I think he was very much hoping that his mind games would work, and he would be able to get advantage here in this set 3. And unfortunately for him, Jaedong, having no problem with it, playing in, what is this, probably his 100th best of series, and so many of them at the top level that not phased at all and able to hold on to his game plan, which is 12 hatch every single game. And so this is going to be a fun one. This should be a lot of Mutalisks, a lot of Zerglings, a lot of everything with 2 hatch, 2 gas. This should be a great game, and should be seeing some very interesting gameplay. I'm very excited. This should be a very, very fun match.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this too, and I've actually gotten a couple of comments. People are like, you say I'm very excited about every single game. It's just like something you say at the beginning of the game. No, that's not true. Every single game I cast, I'm genuinely really excited about. So it may seem like something that I just like, oh, it's like my go-to thing. Like, you're watching the, like what Tasteless says, like he just has like 5 phrases that he just throws out every time he can't think of what to say. I'm actually really excited about this game. Semi-finals EVZ. I love Cinderella stories and I love Jaedong, so no matter who wins, I'm going to be thrilled. And even more for the finals, whether it's Flash versus the winner of this or a ZVZ, it's going to be so sweet. This MSL, I'm so pleased with how it's worked out so far. It's amazing.
I like how you feel the need to defend yourself, Farouche. I know you. I speak to you on a regular basis. I know your passion for this game and how much you love it. You are genuinely excited every time you cast, and I love that fact. So I can vouch for you. If no one believes you, I can vouch for your excitement level on a consistent basis. It is great to watch. We do have both players getting their spires up basically at the same time. I've been trying to watch to see if one of them maybe snuck in a drone, and I don't think that either of them has snuck in more drones than the other. Maybe Zero snuck 1, but it's very hard to get a good count on the number of drones, and I don't think that either player has managed to mind steal a drone or anything like that quite yet. And Jaedong now sneaking in with a Zergling, looking to get up that ramp to get in a full scout on the timing of the Spire in particular, and I don't think he quite got a count on that. And actually Zero also hiding a bunch of Zerglings, so Jaedong did not see those either. So Zero playing very, very well here. again coming up with some mind crack strategies. I don't know what to call them while keeping our commentaries PG, but he is definitely playing some quality mind games here and looking to catch Jaedong by surprise, and he may manage to do so as he is streaming his Zerglings across the map, and Jaedong is throwing up a creep colony, so great play already by Zero without even seeing the attack.
Yeah, I really like that play, hiding 8 Zerglings. Very nice. And here comes the 2 Zergling balls crashing into each other. Jaedong knows he's behind, and again, bringing out a bunch of drones, just like we saw last game, though this time he has the Sunken Colony going up. Yeah, it's a really good thing he had that Sunken Colony, because if he didn't, he would have taken a lot of casualties after that battle finished, and Zero had those leftover Zerglings. So very nice anticipation for Jaedong, and that is going to make him a little bit safer. And here comes Jaedong with his next rally of Zerglings going to come crashing out to try to deal with those, but it looks like Zero's got enough reinforcements, and he's on the ball enough to take care of that. And wow, he's building a very nice Sim City around that Sunken Colony too. He is going to throw up an evolution chamber and another creep colony. This is so interesting because Jaedong already has his spire up, but he's throwing down the evolution chamber ever. Could we be seeing... Oh no, he canceled that. That was just a temporary Sim City. So very nice play by Jaedong, but I still don't think it's going to work out that well for him because Zero's, you know, while there's no Mutalisk on the map, Zero's still got exemplary Zergling Micro, and he's been making very good use of it so far in these battles.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch this series, how much Zero is focusing on the Zergling battle. I think he maybe recognizes that he's not likely to anyways win a... Yeah, if he plays like that, he's not going to win a Muta fight. It says Mutalisk just eat 2 Scourge and he loses one. But he's definitely focusing more on the Zergling part, and I hope that in this game and in the next game and in a possible Game 5 that he really managed to control his Zerglings better than we've seen, especially in the last game, where they could have done so much more damage. But he's focusing on that and caught Jaedong by surprise a couple of times, which is a huge advantage for him. And I really like that gameplay where he's not going to just slam his head against a wall that he can't win, which is just going straight up Muta on Muta. He's trying to change it up a little bit. And Jaedong actually coming in here with a few Zerglings coming in for the attack, and a lot more streaming in as well. So this is going to be really interesting to see how Zero defends here. He does have a Mutalisk in his main, able to pick off some of those initial Zerglings, and it looks like Jaedong actually backing off with his remaining Zerglings as he saw the Mutalisk there. But that was a little bit tricky there for a moment for Zero, but he passes that test, and now at this point we're just going to see 2 players macroing up huge Muta numbers, and we'll get to see who gets an upgrade maybe first, who able to maybe pick off some more Scourge, those sorts of things, and get to really see the micro. This is going to be a fun mid game for sure.
I know this sounds weird, but you saw the Scourge just come in, and they almost picked off something as it popped out, but it turned out it was an Overlord. I think you should have Scourged that Overlord, because once your Scourge are in that base, that's pretty much a suicide mission. There are Mutas there. You should have just Scourged that Overlord, and I'm kind of surprised that he didn't, and he just lost those Scourge instead. But if you're ever in that situation, in a Zerg versus Zerg, that's something that you really don't think about, but those Scourge are dead anyway. You might as well do a little bit of damage with it. Although of
Zero
course
has
you
2
are...
drones on gas.
Oh wow! I'm sorry, I didn't notice that. Good catch there, Deja Vu. So that is going to make a pretty important difference. Although it looks like Zero's completely... I was going to say Zero's probably just going to make more Zerglings because he's getting less gas and more minerals, but it looks like he's kind of abandoned the Zergling game plan, has very few Zerglings out on the map, although maybe that 2 Muta... It might be that that's a mistake, but it might be that that's indicating his plan to make more Zerglings than Mutas and go for another very powerful Zergling attack, because, you know, with a Sunken Colony, you always feel a little bit too secure. You got to get yourself out of that mindset.
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of a macro phase. It's very rare in Zerg versus Zerg games where you kind of have a passive phase, but if there was one, this is it. Both players just macroing up Mutalisk, and this is what we get to look at now. Is now we get to start counting drones on gas, number of drones on minerals. That's the fun part at that point, and it looks like Jaedong actually has a couple more drones at his main. Zero does have the one drone on minerals at his natural expansion, but in terms of drone count, it definitely looks like Jaedong has managed to sneak in a few. We'll see if that actually matters. Maybe has a couple less Mutalisks or something like that, as the Mutalist actually eats a Scourge right there. And now we're actually getting a big engagement here in the middle of the map. Both players just microing against Scourge right now, and I don't think either one has been able to engage the other one properly. And it looks like we have a draw so far. Neither player able to land too many Scourge or even force a big engagement, but Jaedong coming in here with an attack with a lot of Zerglings streaming into the natural expansion, and Zero with only a few Zerglings to defend. It does look like he's going to have enough, particularly with his mules coming back home. He will have enough to defend here, but now Jaedong is hardcore on the offensive, coming in here with his Scourge once again, and his mules coming in here for an attack, and it looks like Scourge possibly landing for Jaedong. Yes, they did. I believe one landed for Zero as well, a couple more landing for Zero, as Jaedong just flew through that cloud, and he looked like he ate a few Scourge there, as he accidentally flew through the cloud, and he is behind on Muta count right now, trying to keep as many of his Mutas alive as possible, but this is a great chance right now for Zero to take this game, as he has almost completely eradicated the Mutalist force of Jaedong, and it does look like he has. There's one Mutalist left, so Zero, in a huge advantage of this game, should be able to take this down. What a great play by Zero, taking advantage of one mistake by Jaedong, flying through that Scourge cloud, and Zero is going to take that to what should be a victory. If he doesn't, I'm going to be very, very upset with him in this game.
Yeah, that was great by Zero. And I think Jaedong actually made another mistake. He went for like a little Mutaling attack, which means to make those lings, he sacrificed a couple of larvae that he should have had on Mutas, which is why another reason why that Mutalisk attack went so decisively in Zero's favor. But that timing on the Zerglings was very, very poor. They came in way before the Mutas arrived, so instead of a Mutaling attack, it was an unsuccessful Ling attack followed by an underfunded, I think underfunded is the word, Mutalisk attack, and Jaedong loses that battle decisively and is forced to GG after Zero goes into his base and starts killing his dudes. So with that, Zero is going to take the 2-1 advantage over Jaedong. We saw it last season. Could we be seeing another Jaedong upset in a Zerg vs. Zerg series this season, Deja Vu? Is it possible? Is it conceivable?
Asked me 6 months ago, I would have said, hell no. But look at this. Has JVZ changed up? Equal builds, 12 hatch versus 12 hatch, and Zero gets the win. How big is that for him to know that on equal footing, equal opening builds, he can actually beat the big Jaedong? That is a great win right now for Zero, and he has taken the lead, so he's going to have 2 shots at taking down Jaedong, and I love it. And I think that Sulky, his pseudo coach at Woongjin Stars, also is obviously his very, very good player alongside, but he's definitely giving him all the advice that he can take, and Zero looking fantastic in the series. We're going to head on to set 4 coming at you next. I believe, whatever, I can't look at what map it is right now, but yeah, we are going to come at you next with set 4, and yeah, Jaedong is on the ropes.